The Indy Racing League is reaching its climax, and it's a head-to-head between young hotshot Sam Hornish Jr. and reigning champion Buddy Lazier. The penultimate round is at another track new to the IRL. It's the Delphi Indy 300 from Chicago. Hello and welcome to Sky Sports' live and exclusive coverage of the Indy Racing Northern Lights Series. To help guide me through the race, I'm joined by two of our regular guests, racing driver Johnny Kane and expert John Kirkpatrick. But not a lot of time to talk to them right now. The cars are about to go on their warm-up laps and we'll be crossing over to the track shortly. But before that, we've just time to look at the point situation. Sam Hornish Jr. leads with 411 points, 45 points ahead of Lazier. If Sam can extend that lead to 53 points by the end of today, then he'll be champion. If he doesn't, we have a shootout in Texas in 2 weeks' time. Well, gentlemen, we really do have quite something in prospect here, don't we? Welcome back, John. The Sam Hornish situation, he started the season perfectly well, but since then he's been paddling and point scoring all the way, and Buddy Lazier has been magnificent.
He has, he's been stunning, but you can't lose out the fact that Hornish has finished in the top 10 in the last 11 races, and in 9 races he's been in the top 5. So you'd have to bet on him to score points today.
I can see you've been working on the stats. Now, Johnny, you're the youngest on this crew here. So Sam Hornish, just 21 years old. He's been a real star this year, but he's under a lot of pressure. What does that feel like? We've got 2 rounds, including this one, to go.
Well, I mean, obviously he's had a very good season. So as it gets closer to the end of the season, I suppose the pressure does come on a bit. But he's a young guy, absolutely fearless, as we've seen in the races up till now. And I think he's got it in control.
Do you think he was a bit lucky with Buddy Lazier struggling the way he did at the last round? I mean, Buddy Lazier had a bit of a misfire. We were told 7 cylinders, not 8. That's not what you want in a championship situation.
I mean, that's happened to a couple of people through the season, and what goes around comes around, Keith, isn't it? It's motor racing, and he's had a fairly good run, and 4 wins out of 5, and something has got to give sometime.
Something's got to give indeed. There's row 1 then, Jacques Lazier and Eddie Cheever. Jacques Lazier doing brilliantly in his new car. Scott Sharp and Robbie Buell will be on row 2. Row 3, Mark Dismore and Felipe Giafone, the rookie, and he'll be the rookie of the year. Sleazy old salad bar, as our man here, Johnny Kane, calls him, Eliseo Salazar, and Sam Hornish Jr. there on row 4. I take it all back, honestly. Buddy Lazier is there on row 5 with Jeff Ward alongside him. On row 6 is Billy Boat and Al Unser Jr. Can he pull something out of the bag from row 6 there? Because he's done it before, and you can always rely on Little Al for something special. Row 7, Laurent Redon and Shigeki Hattori, the Japanese driver in car 55. On row 8 is Rick Treadway and Robbie McGee. Row 9, Donny Beechler and Buzz Colkins. Etan Dare on row 10. Richie Hearn also alongside him in the 99 car. Then it's Didier Andre, Sarah Fisher, not having a great end of season for her. Chris Meninga and John Herb there, and getting right to the back row of the grid now. Row 13, Billy Ray. Time then to cross as we come to the line. They will be coming under green very shortly indeed. So let's cross to our commentators at trackside.
Here's some of the stories that we'll be watching throughout the race here today. Of course, the championship battle involving Hornish and Lazier. The Infinity engines, which again were fast in practice, but ended up 2nd and 4th on the grid. Team Menard is back. Jacques Lazier, in only his 2nd start for that team, qualifies for the pole position. And there are an inordinate number of rookies in the field today, led by, as we said earlier, Felipe Giafone, who has already wrapped up Rookie of the Year honors for the year 2001. I'm Bob Jenkins, along with Jason Priestley, Larry Rice, Vince Welch, and Jack Arute, are ready for this next to the last race of the year. Riding with Jacques Lazier, will be on board with him as he starts this race from the pole position. Scott Sharp will be starting back in the 3rd position. It is an absolutely beautiful day here in Joliet, Illinois, in Chicagoland Speedway. The stands are full, and we anticipate some great racing here this afternoon. Larry?
Yeah, we're riding along with Eddie Cheever right now. That was Mark Dismore we just saw. Cheever starting on the outside of the front row. And here is Buddy Lazier. He's the guy who can see that yellow car right in front of him. He's been chasing it all year long. Today, he'd like to put him away and get back in the points chase.
And of course, the last race of the year will be at Texas Motor Speedway. Field is aligned nicely now as it comes through the 18 degrees of banking in turns 3 and 4. The pace car will be dropping down to the apron of the track and heading for pit road. Welcome from ABC Sports to you watching this afternoon at Chicagoland Speedway as the Delphi Automotive Indy 300 is underway.
Wow, that was really a nice start. 2 by 2. Everybody waited until the green flag came out. A little jostling after it did come out. And look at Sam Hornish already on the outside of Giafoni and going forward.
Well, Hornish has made a great start. He's passing cars going all the way down the back straightaway. He must have really anticipated that green flag very well.
Now we still have them running 2 by 2. That's 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Jacques Lazier is going to lead lap number 1 with Cheever second, then Buell, then Hornish, Sharp, and Giafoni.
Wow, Giafoni and Hornish went around Scott Sharp.
Now Sharp, it looks like, is going to move back around, but Sam Hornish, for somebody who I expected to be a little conservative today, doesn't look conservative. Oh, 3 wide! I'll bet his spot. I bet Pancho saying, hey, boy, take it a little bit easy here.
I don't know. He's a 22-year-old man who's looking at $1 million paycheck. If he can win this race, I think I'd be running hard too, Larry.
Well, there is some pressure on that team. I mean, they've been leading. They'd really like to put it away today, but he is certainly not looking like he's going to run a conservative race so far.
While we watch the battle for position behind him, Jacques Lazier has the lead, and this is the first time in his career that he has led the opening lap of an IRL race.
Bob, earlier today I chatted with Scott Sharp and asked him what was the best line to take through these corners. He said what he's going to try and do is keep the left wheels just tiptoeing in the corner down onto the white line. He said that's the shortest way around. He says my car feels like it can go there, it can go in the middle groove, it can go in the high groove as well, Vince Welch.
Eddie Cheever currently running 3rd. The team had a motor let go in the morning practice session, so he's currently running the car with the motor that powered the team during qualifying. Crew Chief Owen Snyder told me they're not concerned at all. They've got all the belief in the world that this Infinity motor can get them to victory lane today.
Might mention that Eddie Cheever blew an engine in the warm-up earlier today, so the qualifying engine is in that car. He is running in 3rd position as Sam Hornish Jr. stalks him as they head for the tri-oval area once again. They're running about a second and a half behind Robbie Buell and Jacques Lazier running 2nd and 1st.
Sam Hornish Jr. is just filling up the mirrors of Eddie Cheever.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive so far. And you can see on back in the pack, still a lot of 2 by 2 racing back there further in the field.
That's Mark Dismore. He has Buddy Lazier, Aliseo Salazar, Jeff Ward, and Billy Boat behind him. We're on board with Buddy, who is running in the 8th position. And up front, Robbie Buell has closed right in on Jacques Lazier for the lead.
Robbie's been quick here all weekend. As you guys mentioned earlier, he's been up around the top of the leaderboards all weekend long. He's had a strong race car the last 4 or 5 races with really a chance to win. Unfortunately, he's just had some bad luck.
He was the fastest in this morning's practice session, so he's certainly quick enough, and as you said, has been very quick all week long. They missed a little bit on qualifying, but they certainly have picked it right back up.
Robbie Buell is celebrating his 38th birthday today as well, and he has been so close to victory lane this season. Couldn't ask for a better birthday present if he could put it in the winner's circle today.
Once again back here for 3rd and 4th, and Sam with a bit of a bobble there.
That thing is wiggling, and I'm telling you, he is awfully aggressive this early in the race for somebody that has a championship that he could lock up.
And Larry, there's a reason for that aggressiveness. Earlier today on ESPN's Indy Racing Today, you could tell that Sam Hornish was a little bit upset that he'd been shut out of victory lane since the first 2 races of the 2001 season. There have been whispers around here that he's been in the cruise and collect mode. He doesn't want to win a championship without having scored another victory this season.
Well, of course, there are all kinds of scenarios in which he can win the championship, but about the only way he can clinch it today is if he wins, and if he does finish in 5th position in this race and next race, the last one in Texas, he will of course clinch also. So we'll keep a close eye on the battle for the championship as we go through the race. And now both the Hornish and Cheever have closed in on Robbie Buell and the leader of the race, Jacques Lazier.
And look at Hornish. He is on the outside of Cheever. He made that big move going down the back straightaway. Now that he's going to, oh, nope, not enough room to tuck in. He's going to have to stay wide.
And Larry, it was a day or so before these guys were brave enough to run two abreast here on this racetrack. They started doing it yesterday, and they're certainly not ashamed to do it today.
And Scott Sharp's going to make this pass stick. That was really brave of him to stick his nose in there the way he did. Great driving.
Sam Hornish just amazes me that he's out there racing this hard this early in this event.
On the high side of the racetrack in the second lane, that's Giaffoni right behind those two, Sharp and Hornish, as they continue to battle for the fourth position and just running wheel to wheel all the way around the racetrack.
And remember, this is flat to the floor. There's no lifting on this racetrack. You just stab it and steer it. And boy, if you make a little bit of a mistake and have to lift it costs you a lot. So when you're running that close, you've got to have a lot of trust in that guy you're running beside.
And these guys are going 219 miles an hour, which I don't think any of us expected the cars to be going quite that fast this weekend, coming to a new facility. Unbelievable.
This is the fastest racetrack, except Indianapolis, that they've run on since they've gone to the 3.5-liter engines last year. 221 miles an hour, very quick.
Here comes Hornish again, looking on the inside of Sharp.
And they continue to just go side by side all the way around the racetrack.
Oh,
look at this.
Whoa, wow. Boy, that was close. That was really, really close.
Well, I don't know whether he got my heart started, but it seems like he got everybody else's heart started. Wow.
Clear.
Now he drops back a little bit and follows Scott Sharp, at least for the moment, but he's got a good run going here down the backstretch. Now, the backstretch is not a straightaway. It is sort of a D-shaped configuration. And once again, he goes to the high side of Sharp and tries to take that position.
Still there, still there. Inside.
Well, you know, in talking to the drivers this weekend, all of them have pretty much said the same thing. Because of the kink in the back straightaway, it really feels like you're in a corner the entire way around this track. There's no long straightaway where you get a chance to rest your hands and your forearms and maybe stop concentrating quite so much. You're constantly in a corner here, which makes this a very different track than all the other tracks that we've run on.
Yes. But Jason, one of the things that every driver has told me is they've remarked about the smoothness of this racetrack. They say that there is not a lot of kickback on the wheel, and in many cases that allows them to run 2 and 3 wide.
Going on behind Scott Sharp and a couple of others, there is a huge gap that has separated Mark Dismore in 7th from Buddy Lazier, who is running in 8th position. Lazier has been unable so far to hang with the lead pack. On board with Eddie Cheever here, who's running 3rd, to Robbie Buell running in 2nd, and Jacques Lazier, who has led all the way so far here at Chicagoland.
Coming soon on Sky Sports, the UEFA Cup.
Sensational.
Young Guns Leeds.
Absolutely astonishing.
And the international Chelsea will be hoping to take Europe by storm. And we will be bringing you all the emotion and passion of those special European nights.
Absolutely top class.
Chelsea and Leeds in the UEFA Cup. Coming soon, sponsored by Ford, only on Sky Sports Extra.
Let me talk to you about stain removal.
Right now, if there is a better way to remove those stubborn tea, coffee and wine stains, then I, for one, would like to know about it.
I'll show you.
Oh, look, there's always one.
Go on, mate, you show me.
Take that. Take that. Tedious tannin stain. Take that. Terrible tarnish.
New Orbit White helps knock tooth stains into orbit.
They taste pretty good too.
I literally woke up one morning and said, hey, where's my joy?
Through the Haagen-Dazs Sensual Eating program, you can find that joy.
At first I felt ridiculous, but enjoying pleasure is a life skill.
Pleasure is the path to joy.
The fridge opened, but it was me who filled up with light.
He found his joy. You can too.
The bottom of the tub, I found my smile.
Pleasure is the path to joy.
What a race we're having at the Chicagoland Speedway. When you left us, Sam Hornish Jr., the series leader, was in 4th place. And then this happened. He absolutely steamed his way up through the field. First of all, it was Eddie Cheever that he managed to get underneath. Then he set about chasing Robbie Buell. Johnny Kane, this was a remarkable situation here. He just flew by.
Yeah, I mean, his car is obviously running really strong today. And you noticed the first few laps he kept about half a car's width higher than the car in front, just trying to get the outside wing in the draft so he could stay stuck to the track. So he's obviously thinking with his head as well.
First it was Cheever, then it was Buell, Jacques Lazier, and then Hornish led the race. These are live pictures. This is what's happening in Chicagoland right now. It's the most incredible race at over 220 miles an hour. Let's cross straight back then to the track and our commentators.
Well, I'm not too sure probably the whole team was real happy with, to be honest.
Well, Bob and Larry, young guys like me and Sam Hornish.
Here we go again with the age thing.
we actually have a saying in our generation, and that is go big or go home. And I think...
Scott Sharp.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That thing just jumped out from under him. You could see from the camera angle that he was right behind the 2 leaders and just jumped out from under him, slapped it with the left side.
He's moving around. That's good.
That's always good news.
Well, it'll be interesting to see a replay on this and see exactly what happened, because it did just snap on him, didn't it?
He's had 9 finishes of 8th or better and 2 DNFs, and those were crashes at Indianapolis and Kansas. And now he's crashed out of this race here in Chicagoland, bringing out the first caution of the event, and it comes on lap number 30. Scott, as you can see, has climbed out under his own power.
Here's Scott right here with the yellow wing on his car. That's Scotty right there. Wow.
It looked again like something happened in the right rear. You can see when he spun, the left front was way up in the air. So it looked like something. Remember the last time he crashed, it was something that gave out. Now watch.
There he goes.
Right there. That's a little bit of a long distance shot. But when he spun around, the left front was way up in the air, like the right rear had dropped down. So either the suspension back there failed, or he cut a tire, ran over something and cut that right rear tire. So.
Looked very similar to the crash that he experienced in Kansas.
Yes, it certainly did.
Definitely, he could have broken an upright. He could have had a bearing. I mean, there's so many things that can go on in the back of the car there.
Well, it's certainly unfortunate, because he was running awfully well. He's one of the 7 or 8 guys that were in that lead pack, really battling each other.
It wouldn't tend to be a time. I mean, none of the teams at the Firestones this weekend have been fantastic. None of the teams have had any problems with them whatsoever, and they've been performing very well. I'd be surprised if something happened to his tire.
Well, it's only 30 laps in. If anything happened, he cut it. He ran over something on the racetrack and cut it, which there's absolutely no way you can prevent that. But it could have been that tire failure in that respect.
Jacques Lazier, Sam Hornish, and Robbie Buell, 1, 2, 3, under caution here at Chicagoland.
Well, I have to say, it just had to happen, really, didn't it? I mean, but I didn't expect it to happen to Scott Sharp. What was that comment you made, Johnny? I remember thinking, oh, sore knees.
Yeah, normally the car swaps around and you slam into the wall sideways. Well, that's what happened any time I did it, and your legs generally whack off the sides of the car and each other. So
now the question there is, you looked at that picture then, it looked to me like that right rear tyre. Now I don't know whether it went down because it was sideways and heading for the wall, but it certainly looked like, as the commentators were talking about, that the front right picked up. So maybe I don't know. You tell me, Johnny. What do you think?
Well, it's a bit hard to see from that distance.
Nice bit of reversing, though. You'd be proud of that.
Well, I think it's job done at that stage, really.
So we're under our first caution, lap 30. It gives us a chance to get our breath back, because I have to say we were all screaming like it was England winning over Germany 5-1 yesterday, because there was a lot of screaming going on. Let's take a look at what's going on. Oh, it's pits time. Let's talk about pits time first of all. So we've got the 2 car that's in there straight away. Sam Hornish Jr. at the front of the pack, right in front of everybody else as the trucks clear off onto the track to try and clear what's going on. So we're looking at the 2 car of Jacques Lazier, the blue car that had gone in. Sam Hornish, who's made up from row 4 right the way through to second place at the moment. He had led for a moment or two. He's in the 4 car. We are under caution, so they've all pitted for tyres and fuel under caution. And unless their pit crew's made a complete mess of it, they should come out something like in the same order. Now then, I was talking about how hectic this race meeting was. I mean, I don't think as long as I can remember doing Indy Racing League races, that I've ever seen the opening 30 laps at such a fraught, frantic,
it was
and looking
hectic.
out of control most of the
Pretty
time.
hectic, and it does make the hairs in the back of your neck stand up. Last time I saw that was when I watched this fella at Fontana a couple of years ago win the Indy Lights thing, and you know, you're frightened for them because it is just so crazy out there.
Of course, my analogy with England winning Germany last night didn't count as far as you're concerned, did it, John?
No, I
It wasn't
passed on that.
Scotland.
I obviously didn't pick you up on that. There you go. But I mean, Scott Sharp going out, he's the only one that could have won the championship, provided the other two didn't finish either race. So it's down to the two of them now.
It's an incredible situation. Now, you were talking about the aerodynamics of what's been going on at Chicagoland. I mean, we're on live pictures again now. We're looking from, I think it's Robbie Bill's car. It's a situation where it's been such an incredible situation regarding drafting. I almost lost my way with that for a moment or two. They can't draft close, can they? There's a rule or there's they're told not to drop it across the nose of another car because it loses all the wind over the wings. Just talk us about that, Johnny. Just talk.
Well, normally we have a driver's briefing before the race, and on such a high-speed oval, there normally is a question of, you know, how soon you drop down in front of someone after you've overtaken them. I mean, generally people would like you to do it quite a bit in front, but you know, we're all racing drivers, we all want to take advantage of anything we can, so normally we chop down as soon as we can, and it definitely affects the car behind.
Well, no such problem as far as Scott Sharp's concerned there. No one took his draft at all, so we can only guess that possibly there was a mechanical failure, because that car certainly looked well out of shape, didn't it?
The right rear looked flat there, Keith.
There it
on
goes.
That one. Yeah. I mean, that was very quick. He had no warning of that, had he?
See what you mean by sore knees. Now, the old strap hangs onto that wheel nicely. That's supposed to do that so that it doesn't fly into the crowd, ladies and gentlemen, I'm told. I think he'll need a bigger strap if he's going to do much more of that.
Yeah, he had no warning on that at all. It just went. I suspect it was
so we think possibly the commentary team were fairly smart off the mark. Well, there it is. That's Sam Hornish Jr. from Robbie Buell, Felipe Giafone. Felipe Giafone, the rookie there, doing brilliantly in third place at the moment. This has got to be probably the best drive that he's had this year, Giafone. That's superb.
I mean, he's had a wonderful season.
He has,
and to win his particular part of the championship so early was fantastic. But he's always been there or thereabouts. But this is as high as he's run it.
Well, of course, this gives us an opportunity to talk about, because he's a rookie, of course, it gives us the opportunity to talk about the new Infinity Pro series that's been announced at the moment. The feeder series for the kart championship seems to have gone toes up, for want of a better phrase, and here we are with the Indy Racing Light series, Indy Racing League series, well and truly on its way, looking for a feeder series, and it's come up with its own, and it looks like it's going to be a good one, John.
It does, exactly. I mean, Infinity is to Nissan what Lexus is to Toyota, and they're taking the Q45 engine, and it's going to develop 450 brake horsepower. It's going to be the Lara chassis. Really, it's IRL's answer to what was Indy Lights, but Indy Lights has been falling off the place all season long. In the last race they only had 11 starters, and it doesn't look like that'll carry on, so this clearly will. They say it's going to take until mid-season to get it pulled together,
yes,
but you know, from the mid-season on we should have.
It's a 7-race series, I'm told. It's a 7-race series that starts mid-season next year. It's the Infinity Pro series. You've got to say that the Indy Racing League seems to have picked up a tremendous amount of impetus over the last 2 years. Last year it was a 9-round series. It was a so-so series, quite good racing occasionally. This year it went to 13 rounds, and I have to say there has not been one duff race this year. Every race has been exciting.
Yeah. And it sounds like they're going to have even more races next year, so the series is definitely improving, and it's getting bigger all the time.
What do you think the Champ Car guys are thinking when they're looking in here?
You know, kart, from all accounts, the kart board are in some turmoil, and it shows. And you know, clearly the IRL guys with Tony George, they have the finance to move it ahead. They got big sponsorship last year, and they're really very aggressive with their marketing. And we've seen a big increase in attendance this year. I mean, that looks a very good crowd at Chicagoland today, and the racing's been strong and hot. And I mean, kart have got to be worried. They must be worried.
Okay, that's the series. It's looking brilliant. We've all agreed with that one. Let's talk about Jacques Lazier, who said, I think, this week that he was just, warming himself up in Greg Ray's old car. After they fired Greg Ray and got him out of there, and they got Jacques Lazier that moved across. There's a bit of controversy about that move as well. The team that he was signed for originally, not so happy that he got stolen straight off. But Jacques Lazier really is making something of the Johns Manville Menards team, isn't he?
Yeah, he sees it as his big opportunity. That's a very good team, probably one of the best engine packages in the series, and they've always been quick in qualifying. Greg Ray, I think, has 4 poles more than anybody else this year, and Jacques just trying to take advantage of that.
John?
Yeah, I can only echo those thoughts. I think Jacques always looked at Buddy and seen Buddy get his package together, and whilst Jacques' drive with Sam Schmidt effectively rescued his season, this opportunity came along, and yes, it was a controversial move, but when the big chance comes, it only comes once, and you have to take it. And whilst Sam Schmidt is a well-financed team, they've bought out Dick Simon's stock, nonetheless it's still a young team where Menards have been at it a long time. So yeah, he clearly sees this as a huge opportunity, and I don't think he's wrong.
Well, we've had a bit of time now to get our breath back from the opening 30 laps that have been absolutely crazy. We're under our first caution at this moment in time. They're not racing just yet. They still are under yellow. It was because of Scott Sharp's big accident, and we can hear from Scott Sharp now. He's had time to talk.
Sharp certainly hoped to have a profitable day here today and put another one in victory lane, but comes to an inch abbreviated. So what happened?
I'm not really sure. It looked like we might have shredded the right rear tire. Obviously something was wrong with that because I hit with the left side and the right rear tire was it was completely gone. Basically it just snapped on me. Really had no control over it at all. And it's a shame. We have about 300 Delphi people here, and they're the sponsor of the race, Delphi 300. We hope to give them a lot better run than this.
Did you have any idea that the tire may have been going down prior to it just snapping out away from you?
No, we were a little loose at the beginning, but I was able to fix that with the weight checker and the bars, and just all of a sudden gone.
How about the racing in general? The track is certainly lending itself to some good two-wide activity.
Yeah, it's great racing. Everyone's racing, I think, the way Brian Marhart wants us to, giving some room, and it's good dicing going back and forth. Shame we can't be out there for the rest of it.
I'd say it is a shame, but lucky that he isn't more injured, because certainly that turned on him really, really quick. That was something like 215 odd miles an hour up there. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been into the wall?
Oh yeah, a couple of times. I had a very similar accident to that, where the right rear wheel actually broke at Milwaukee, and my car actually flipped upside down and flew for about 400 yards upside down. So.
Okay, well look, Johnny, thank you very much. John Kirkpatrick here as well. We've got Sarah Fisher, who looks down on the apron at the moment there, if my eyes don't serve me wrongly. We're about to come round under green now, so let's cross back to the track and our live team of commentators.
Back to racing on lap number 40.
Hornish got a great jump. He just drove away from Robbie Buell, and look at Felipe Giafone.
Giafone is really showing some muscle here in the early going. He's on the high side of Robbie Buell in the battle for the second spot.
Well, Ari Leindyke told us very early that he was going to be a good one, and he certainly is. And look at this. Buddy Lazier just went around Eddie Cheever as Cheever got hung up on the outside.
That moved Buddy up to 5th spot, so those changes that Vince talked about apparently worked for him. The continuing battle is for second position. Giafone clears Buell, and Felipe goes to second.
Yeah, Buell got a little bit low. He got his tires down on that white line. I think he just had to lift out of the throttle a little bit, and that allowed Giafone to go on by him.
So we got Oldsmobile, Infinity, Oldsmobile.
Cheever.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever he did on his pit stop was the wrong move. They've changed something on that car that didn't work, because he's not going forward very quickly.
He's fallen back to 11th, yeah, Larry, and there is Jacques Lazier.
And Buddy Lazier.
Yeah, it battles with his buddy. Jacques has moved to 5th. And here comes Lazier closing in on the rear wing of Mark Dismore in the tri-oval, and Jacques Lazier tries for 4th spot.
It looks like whatever changes, if any, they made to Jacques' car is definitely working too. He can put that thing anywhere.
Well, he's let us know all year long that he's not afraid to run that outside groove. He's done a lot of that all year long.
And Robbie Buell's closed up on Felipe Giafoni again. We're going to have a three-way battle here for the lead, guys.
As we go down to Vince Welch.
You were talking about the changes that Cheever may have made. The car was very loose when they came in for that first stop. They changed the tire pressures and took 2 turns out of the front wing. Cheever had said the car was so loose, every bump it hit, it wanted to go to the infield, but he can't be happy with it now because it's going worse. It's going to the back.
You know, all the drivers were talking about how they would be able to draft on this 1.5-mile racetrack, and indeed they are staying together in a bunch because of the draft. We've got 20 cars in 7 seconds as Felipe Giafoni tries for the lead. He goes way up into the gray area of the racetrack as here comes Buell and Jacques Lazier chasing him. Is Giafoni going to get the lead here and lead for the 4th time in his career? Well, Hornish will just not permit it. Let's see who leads at the line as they come down. It's going to be Hornish by a wing.
Boy, oh boy, and you talk about taking a shot at the title. This kid is making a statement here that he has arrived.
Robbie Buell thought about making that 3 wide there for a second. They had thought better of it. But those guys running 2 abreast for a couple laps. And Giafoni, this is absolutely the strongest I've seen him look all year.
He has not finished out of the top 10, however, on a 1.5-mile oval. So far this year, he was 4th at Homestead, 10th at Atlanta, 2nd at Texas, 4th at Kansas, and 8th in Kentucky.
He had the lead that time, guys, by 1/100th of a second.
And that means that it is the 4th race that he has led in his IRL career. He led a lap at Homestead, 1 at Texas, 2 at Kansas, and now he's battling for the lead with Hornish and has gotten credit for leading 1 lap so far.
And Jacques Lazier had to get out of the throttle just barely, and you can see how quickly. Oh yeah, here's the point. He's not happy with Robbie Buell, but Buell got he just wiggled a little bit, and Jacques was on the outside, and he just had to get out of the throttle.
The Hollywood crew just told Felipe Giafoni, don't be manned around. Don't be pushed around. Get your nose up there. Get in that fight. I guess that's what he's doing.
Boy, and Jacques Lazier is really unhappy with Robbie Buell. He feels like Robbie chopped him down there last time they went through turn 3.
Jacques had to get way out of the throttle that allowed Robbie to pull away, but now Jacques is right back up there as we continue to watch this wheel-to-wheel contest for the lead.
Are you sure we're not in Texas?
I'm telling you, these guys perform well on these 1.5-mile tracks.
And look at Robbie Buell now. He goes to the outside of Hornish after Giafoni finally completes the pass and has that lead.
On board with Jacques running 4th.
Oh, he's on the rev limiter. He's got that baby cranked up. He's going for the win, no question about that.
I think they're getting a really nice graph going, and that's what got him in the rev limiter that time. They seem to be really hustling.
Jacques Lazier did not make any changes on his car during his pit stop. When I checked with the crew, they said we had a slight bobble on pit road. It cost us. The good thing about Jacques was he didn't let him rattle him. He just took his time coming back to the front.
The fastest car on the racetrack that last lap was Donnie Beechler. Eddie Cheever Jr. is also a very fast car. He now has the fastest lap last time with a speed of 220.038. Now the leader, Giafoni, is running 218.5.
You know, we've talked about some of the changes that teams made during that first pit stop. As far as Giafoni's team is concerned, they just gave it a turn of front wing, and that made a little bit of a difference. And on this racetrack, all you need is a little bit to make a big difference.
Look who's hanging out back there in 5th place, guys. Buddy Lazier.
Yeah, Billy Boat right behind him. Billy Boat had a terrible qualifying time, and now he's coming right up and running with the tall dogs here at the front of the pack.
And the top 9 cars are within 2 seconds of each other. There's a separation of 1.9 seconds back to Mark Dismore, who's running in 9th spot. And these first 6 cars are just really close together.
And Buddy had a notion to go under Jacques. I wonder if he's going to start shaking his fist at his brother when Jacques came down on him there.
Felipe Giafoni continues to lead this race, and now it's Buell and Hornish that battle for the 2nd spot.
Buell very strong. You can see that he entered that corner. He got a little bit wider, really. He gave plenty of room to Hornish on the bottom side of the racetrack. He was up an extra 3 feet higher than when we saw those two. Well, now then they're back running almost like Sharp and he did earlier in the race.
And let's mention the name Billy Boat also, because he's right up there in the thick of things, running in the 6th spot.
And you know, Billy Boat, with a very limited budget on that Curb Records team that he drives for, and not a lot of testing, they have done, he has done, and their crew has done an amazing job this season. Isn't that right, Larry Rice?
Yes, the Championship Association of Mechanics had their banquet down here, and that team won 5 awards, more than anybody else. Buddy Lazier's team got 4 awards, so those 2 teams led everybody with the most awards at the CAMS Awards dinner here this week.
Buell once again looks to the high side as they go into turn number 1. And we will be back after these messages from Chicagoland Speedway.
Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. Come on, son. Just the 2 of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the 2 of us. You and I.
Welcome to paradise. Now you can see why we've had so many offers on this place. Come upstairs. Now don't say anything. I know what you're thinking. Imagine the possibilities, if you will. Power shower. Well, it will be once you get it plumbed in. There's the wet garden. That's it, Luce. Have a look. Don't worry about that. By the time you get your double glazing in, you'll never hear them. That's lovely, isn't it, eh? Absolutely gorgeous.
Now, there are 3 ways to find what you want. The book, the phone, or the net. Whatever you want, just yell.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can.
When the world is weighing on you, look around. Because I'll be standing beside you. I see, I know what's inside.
Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong.
It's more than just fear. It's the waiting. There's a pressure of knowing that you have to go on. You just kind of want to be out there actually doing it. You count down the time. You're sickeningly nervous. Things endlessly just spinning around your head. Facing an audience. You are on your own. There's no safety rope.
They're back with more laughs, more screams, and less clothes. Scary Movie 2.
Prepare yourself for the ultimate pizza experience. The incredible new Twisted Crust Pizza from Pizza Hut, with a delicious detachable crust that's just made for twisting and dipping. Don't forget there's still the rest of your favorite Pizza Hut pizza to finish off. The Twisted Crust from Pizza Hut. Great pizzas, great times.
This is a race that you'll want to watch from behind your settee, because believe me, it's beginning to scare the children. Robbie Buell has gone into the lead from Felipe Giafone in 2nd place. Jacques Lazier is now 3rd in front of Sam Hornish, who's 4th, and Buddy Lazier is right there up against his main adversary in 5th place. An incredible race. I almost lost my way. There's Sarah Fisher. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Something in the alternator. But I mean, Menards have done a great job for us. So they've done an excellent job, and you know, what an opportunity.
Sarah, a big, great start early, and now it seems every race there's a little thing, one thing or another. How frustrating is it to you?
I tell you what, it's a hard thing to do, to come out here and give it all. You know, the guys do an excellent job. They try really hard each and every time we hit the racetrack, and it's a tough thing to do when you're fighting the Bulldog like we are right now. But I tell you what, I think it's just sophomore luck, because we're going to come and get them next year.
We'll leave the Bulldog home for Texas, okay?
We will.
Bob. Sarah Fisher out of today's race, as is, of course, Scott Sharp. who crashed early in the race. It's the 6th DNF for Sarah Fisher in the 2001 campaign. There are still 20 cars on the lead lap. Didier Andre has lost a lap. Billy Rowe has lost 2. John Herb is down 2 laps. Other than that, everybody is still on the lead lap.
Yeah, and the top 5 are all, or the top 10 are all within 5 seconds of each other. That's how close this field is. This was the closest field in qualifying that we've had all year long. So it's definitely showing up here in the race too.
1.2 seconds separated the fastest from the slowest. ABC Sports is giving you the chance to win a ride in an Indy car and a trip to next year's Indianapolis 500. We'll be revealing the Indy All-Access Sweepstakes Driver of the Day later in today's race, so stay tuned. This is Eddie Cheever running in 8th spot, about 4 seconds behind the leader of the race, Robbie Buell. That's
Jeff Ward right ahead of him.
Yep, and he just went around John Herb.
Jeff Ward with that new Farm Aid livery on the car, of course, advertising the big music
concert
festival to help the farmers in the Midwest of this country. Very, very noble cause.
Mitch Davis was telling me before the race that he and Jeff Ward, of course Mitch Davis, the team engineer, when they got here this weekend, the speeds were a lot faster than they were expecting. When they tested here earlier in the open test, they were the 2nd fastest car, but rolled off the truck doing 2:17s when everyone else was doing 2:21s. He said that was an eye-opening experience. Didn't qualify with the speed they wanted, but were very confident that they had made the adjustments in the morning practice today to get the car ready for the race this afternoon.
You know, that's right. Eddie Cheever was the fastest in testing here, Larry, with a speed of 2:16.7, and the pole was 2:21.
Well, for one thing, it's a little cooler here than it has been all summer. I think that might have an effect on it. Plus, I think these guys are just getting so good. They're tweaking these things. They've been on these tri-ovals so much that, boy, they know where they want to be.
His top speed of over 223 mile an hour at the end of the back straightaway there. That is absolutely, it's only Indianapolis where they're faster.
Yep. This is Mark Dismore in 10th position as he comes up on Billy Boat, goes to the high side of him and tries to pick up the spot, but will not be able to. Meanwhile, back up front, here is Robbie Buell passing Shiggy Hattori, and so there are now 19 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, and he's been very, very fast, but you can see Giafone very close. He's just stuck right behind him. He may be in that fuel conserving mode. Stay in that draft a little bit, save a little fuel. Now then they're in pretty heavy traffic, though. It's going to be, we'll see if they both get through here without having to lift just a little bit.
It will be interesting to see them move through this traffic. Up ahead, that is Chris Meninga on the outside and Ayrton Dare on the inside. He's going to take it 3 wide down into turn number 1, and he will successfully pass them.
Man, oh man.
Boy, you got to have some coconuts to make that pass. Good for Robbie Buell.
Now here comes Giafone. He will pass Meninga going into the 3rd and 4th turns, but there is still a separation between 1st and 2nd. It's Buell, Giafone, Lazier, Hornish, and Beechler, the top 5. 74 laps completed.
I'm still smiling. You got to have some coconuts to carry that manoeuvre off.
Yeah.
I can't say anything better than that, really, because some of the moves we're seeing today. Robbie Buell at the front, Felipe Giafone in 2nd place, Jacques Lazier back in 3rd place now. What do you think to the theory about a bit of fuel conservation from Felipe Giafone? You actually said to me he's a smart cookie.
Yeah, I mean, I raced against him for 2 years in Indy Lights, and I didn't say he was necessarily smart. I just said he was pretty fair. You know, they're very close together at the moment, and he's quite sensible. So, you know, I don't think he'll do anything rash. So he's looking pretty good. The car's obviously working well. I'm not sure if it's maybe a bit early to start thinking about saving fuel at the minute.
Okay, John, how's your pacemaker?
Well, I mean, that one, yeah, you're right. But I mean, Buell's been the pacemaker all weekend. He's been in the top 2, 3, and until qualifying when he was 4th. But you know, he's looking very good. Eddie seems to have slipped off the pace a wee bit, but
I think it's fear.
Well, it probably is, but you know, you have to think about Buddy Lazier. He's right in there, and it's well close. It wants to be close, doesn't it?
Indeed, it does.
We want to go to Texas with the thing unresolved, surely.
Here we are then. These are live pictures from the Chicagoland, just 30 miles away from Chicago, and really you've got to say that the 75,000 people that turned out here to watch this, well, they are getting the cracking race of the series so far. This is the penultimate round of the Indy Racing League Series, and of course we're up against Buddy Lazier. It's Sam Hornish Jr. versus Buddy Lazier to be champion, and Buddy Lazier was right on the wing just a few laps ago of Sam Hornish Jr. Sam Hornish Jr. has got a big job on his hands. He's dropped back in the pack just fractionally at the moment, discretion being the better part of valour. He's got to try and win this series if he can. If he can do it here at Chicagoland, he'll be happy with that. Well, you get my commentary while we go to black over there on Chicagoland, unfortunately. Now then, I was talking about Sam Hornish Jr. Obviously, he had to be smart. He had to think about this. They were almost banging wheels at 224 miles an hour at one point. He had no choice, did he really, Johnny?
Well, points are everything for him this weekend. You know, if he doesn't finish the race, it's no use to him at all. And I think Lazier has to think along the same lines. So, you know, they have to do well, but they can't afford to make a mistake.
You must excuse me for shouting at you two. I always shout when I get excited. It's the commentator in me naturally. So we'll cross right back to the track now live and let the American commentators pick up the pace.
Sam can go out of here with a 53-point lead. He clinches the championship. And Texas will determine who finishes elsewhere.
Can I ask you a question? What was that song that was playing underneath that? It sounded like a B-side from an old Loverboy single I had back in '84.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, look at
Black
this.
Crows.
Something's gone wrong.
Whoa.
Oops.
That is Chris Meninga, who just made a pit stop and was going very slowly on the racetrack, and man, he just got blown off.
Yeah, he was in front of those guys, and he just got out of the throttle, and I was afraid somebody wasn't paying attention, was going to nail him, but obviously he was low enough on the racetrack, and everybody saw him.
Ayrton Dare is making a pit stop as we approach the 84 lap mark. On board once again with Buddy Lazier, running now in 7th position. Back up front, it's Robbie Buell, who has about a half-second advantage, or that many car lengths on Felipe Giafoni, who's running
But
right
Robbie
behind
Buell is going to pit in less than 2 laps, fellas. So if Felipe Giafoni can stay out, he'll get the lead.
Jackie's going to stay out for just a couple of laps, but right now their plan is to come in on lap 88. That's 4 laps from now, so you're going to have the top 2 cars pitting within the next handful of laps and be a battle in the pits under a green.
Here comes Lazier. Jacques Lazier brings the Johns Manville Menard car down pit road, making sure that he stays under the 60-mile-an-hour pit speed, and he arrives in his pit box, and the crew goes to work.
These green flag pit stops are always the most exciting.
Well, it's very critical. You make an error here, and it can cost you a lot of track position. Now look at this battle for the lead as Giafoni right now on the rear wing of Robbie Buell.
And they're coming up to lap Allenzer Jr., who won last week's race at St. Louis, but no, instead, Buell, the leader of the race, drops down onto the apron of the track and will be coming in for his 2nd pit stop. Buddy Lazier is already in. Here comes Buell, though, down pit road. He is pitted, and we see another car moving out. That is Rendon, the new IRL driver. And
now, Robbie Buell had a little bit of a problem pulling onto pit road because a tire behind him was out preparing for their stop. They've changed the tires, adding 35 gallons of methanol, still waiting. Fairly long stop. So Buell is away.
Well, that took a while, too. I imagine he was pretty much bone dry, wouldn't you say, Jack?
It looked like it.
And everybody's going to have to pit pretty soon. They've now run 56 laps, the leaders have, and that's a long way to go under these kind of speeds. I'm surprised they can actually go this many laps.
Well, Larry, that was a discussion that Robbie Buell had with his crew. He wanted to pit 1 lap sooner. They talked him out of it, kept saying, we've got enough fuel. Finally, Robbie, a little hot under the collar, said, all right already, I'll stay out for another lap.
Here comes Hornish. Sam Hornish is on pit road as the Pennzoil Panther moves down to the very last pit stop toward pit out. So it's a long way down, but it's a short way out. And there is Hornish arriving to the attention of the Pennzoil Panther team.
And they like the way their Pennzoil Oldsmobile has been running thus far. Remember, we told you during that sequence they were going to try and save a little fuel. That's indeed what they did. As we've seen so many times, that team had a very fast stop. Now Giafoni's in. A wing adjustment for Felipe in the Hollywood car. They're having a problem on the right rear. They finally get it done, and they're away.
And Buddy Lazier made a second pit stop during this sequence, and let's see if we can determine why.
You can see he's having trouble steering that thing. You can tell that thing's wiggling around. He didn't get a wheel tight, and they had to come back in and make sure it was tightened up.
Well, you guys remember earlier on in the season when Buddy came out of a pit stop like that and his left front wheel actually just fell off the car and rolled across the track.
Here is Jeff Ward making his pit stop. So things are going to cycle back around here in just a moment to where Buell and Giafoni will be those running in first and second position. Ward gets his pit stop completed, and he rolls back out.
And Wardy's been having a really good day thus far. I mean, he wasn't practicing particularly quick, and he didn't qualify particularly well, but he's been racing very, very well this weekend.
Mark Dismore is still on the racetrack. He's run 60 laps. They said earlier over the radio that they were getting really good fuel mileage. Well, let me tell you, 60 laps is very, very good fuel mileage.
And he becomes our fifth leader so far today. Jacques Lazier has led 32 laps, Buell 28, Giafoni 17, Hornish 13, and Mark Dismore now has led 3 laps, and he's still in the lead.
And just to clarify, something we said in the telecast last week, Bob, that we were saying that the Kelly team was gonna go down to just being a one-car team next year. That is in fact not the case, and the Kelly team will have the 2-car effort again next year for the entirety of the season.
Jason, Mark Dismore is getting ready to come into the pits. His team is just now going over the wall, and as you said, Larry, they've really stretched the fuel mileage on this particular run. Could bode well for the team down the stretch.
You know, the Elmore Oldsmobiles that the Kelly team races have classically gotten very, very good fuel mileage. And we've seen this a lot this year with this team being able to go a couple more laps than everyone else. And I think we're having a battle for the lead here, are we not?
No, that's a battle for second position. Robbie Buell has the lead, but Lazier and Giafoni are having one heck of a battle for second.
Man, those guys are going after each other. Jacques Lazier, he loves the competition, and he loves that outside group. We've seen him time after time use that high line to go around guys. And obviously when they made that last pit stop, they didn't change much on that race car. It's still very quick.
Jacques, of course, ran as high as second until he had a mechanical problem last week at St. Louis. So far, he is looking very strong here from the pole position. He's currently about 4 seconds behind the leader.
And I had a chance to talk to John Menard just before the start of the race, and for the first time in about 5 races, there was a very broad smile on Mr. Menard's face. I asked him what he thought about the complexion of his new team, and he said, finally, I think we've got all the pieces in place. We'll have to wait and see.
The other bit of news that we heard over the weekend here is that Greg Ray, who of course was released from the Menard team a few weeks ago, his hometown, of course, is near Texas Motor Speedway, and he is trying to put together an effort for that race 2 weeks from today. Exactly who we'll be driving for or what kind of a car is uncertain at this time, but we look forward to Greg Ray returning for the final race of the campaign in 2 weeks. So it's Robbie Buell and Jacques Lazier and Felipe Giafoni here at Chicagoland Speedway with nearly half the race gone.
Roll on, 2. The end of the line.
We got a dead man walking here.
The start of a journey.
He deserves to fry for what he done. I don't think he did it at all.
Take my hand. You see for yourself.
From Stephen King and the director of The Shawshank Redemption.
Like he dropped out of the sky.
Tom Hanks.
What did you just do to me?
The Green Mile, Saturday at 10 on Sky Premiere.
Defy the aging process. With a zinc galvanized body and a 24-stage paint and body process, the Ford Focus stays looking beautiful. And from just £10,460 with a 12-year anti-corrosion warranty, its beauty is more than skin deep. The Ford Focus. Long-lasting beauty from just £10,460. Ford demands a closer look.
No! Pipe Mania. Can you control the water? To play right now, press interactive and select open games.
On the streets, it's not who you know, it's how fast, smoke 'em, you can go. The Fast and the Furious.
Right, I'll say a word, and you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Fresh.
Fridge.
Filling.
Fridge.
Thick.
Fridge.
Tasty.
Fridge.
Yellow.
Fridge.
Pink.
Fridge.
Oh, hang on.
Fridge.
No.
Fridge.
Will
Fridge.
you
Fridge.
stop
Fridge.
saying
Fridge.
Exactly.
Fridge.
Stop it.
Fridge.
Oh.
The fridge. Fridge. How can something so tasty be so thick?
Where do you want this, love?
I'll get this out of your way, Les, all right?
We should move more often. It's such fun. Can't afford this, can't we?
Of course not.
What?
Curry's have arrived. Oh, that's one thing taken care of.
At Curry's, we're taking the worry out of electrical shopping, keeping prices down week in, week out, to bring you no worries, low prices right across the store.
Build extension out over the garage.
Like this 1400 spin washing machine at under £300, just when you need it.
Sorry.
Curry's, no worries.
Honey.
Right, come on, Big Dave. Let's get some tuck. After you. Let's get this huge King Pot noodle snack. It's not all for me. Big Dave's sharing it. Big Dave, it's true.
A whole King Pot noodle. You fat bloater.
Sweets. Big Dave had some too.
Whatever. Coming to bed.
Dave? Dave?
Cameron Diaz.
Hi, Pete. How are you?
Drew Barrymore.
Damn, I hate to fly.
Lucy Liu.
At your service.
Charlie's Angels. Buy it on video from Monday.
Robbie Buell, the race leader as we went for a break, has been into pit road, reporting a severe vibration from the motor, and now the team have got to work on the Purex car. A real blow for Robbie Buell. He really looked like he was on for a win here today, fighting with Felipe Giafoni all the way, and Robbie Buell now in pit road. That looks to me to be terminal. This is Buddy Lazier, and he has had a major problem too. He pitted twice. Once was scheduled, the second time because he had a problem, and it's reported from the comms that we heard that he got a wheel problem. In other words, it sounded like they hadn't got it back onto the car properly. So a big problem for Buddy Lazier. He could lose the Indy Racing League Championship today just because of that problem. Sam Hornish Jr. still running very, very well at the front. Let's go back then to the track for live commentary.
Told you, he doesn't want to be known as a coach and collector, or maybe it was Vince that told us that, somebody down there, and he wants
It was me.
Okay, I couldn't remember, but I knew somebody told us that he was upset about that little moniker some people put on him.
Well, obviously, Larry, you don't know Jack.
That's right.
Hey guys, I just talked to Kevin Blanche, the team manager for the Pennzoil Panther team, and I asked him that very question. I said, with Buddy down 2 laps, does that change your strategy? He looked at me with a big smile and nodded yes. Absolutely. We're going to just do anything we can to stay out there on the lead lap.
There is $1 million at stake. So it could be that Hornish is driving to the championship here this afternoon. It's the Delphi Automotive Indy 300 from Chicago Land Speedway. We're 110 laps into this 200-lap race. Jacques Lazier, Felipe Giafoni, Sam Hornish, Eddie Cheever, and Eliseo Salazar are the top 5. And we have had 2 caution periods. One was because of a crash involving Scott Sharp. He, however, is okay. We have in addition to Scott Sharp out of the race, Sarah Fisher is out, and Billy Rowe is on pit road, as is Shiggy Hattori and Robbie McGee. So we have those cars that are not on the racetrack at the moment.
And going back to the thing with Sam Hornish, whether he's just going to try and coast now that Buddy Lazier has been having problems in this race, there's a funny thing that happens with race car drivers, and that is when you're not driving at 100%, you start driving at about 80% or 75%, you can start to lose that really fine edge of concentration that you need to keep these cars on the track and out of trouble. And you kind of run the risk of doing that, but, you know, does one risk outweigh the other? I'm not sure.
Jason, this is the strong point of this Pennzoil Panther team, though, being out there for the entire day. The Panther team has been running at the end of 18 straight races. How about that?
Sorry.
Ricky Treadway did not know Jacques Lazier was out there and just about put him right in the fence. Couldn't get any closer than that. They actually touched.
Oh, you know, that's twice this weekend that Ricky Treadway has actually touched tires with another driver. You guys remember in practice yesterday we did it with Scott Sharp.
Now watch this. As he comes up there, he's on the outside of Ayrton Dari, and he moves up. There's smoke right there.
Touch, yep.
They did touch.
Wow. Vince, go ahead with your story. Oh, now we have Giafoni taking the lead from Jacques Lazier. While he was hung up behind some slower traffic, he had to lift, and that allowed Giafoni to go for the lead. Vince,
just adding that if you're waiting on the Pennzoil Panther team to have a DNF, it's not likely to happen. They haven't had one since Vegas of 2000 when they went out with 7 laps remaining in the race. So this is a team that excels at going the distance.
Vince, we saw what Jacques Lazier thought of Ricky Treadway's driving as he shook a fist. But what did the crew say to Jacques Lazier? You used your head. Way to go.
Yeah, it's a whole lot better to be running in second place at this point than to be in the fence. He did the smart thing. He lifted. He let Giafoni go on by, but he's a little hot under the collar right now. He's going to go back after that
lead. He got on Giafoni. Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's got a fast race car. He's caught up with Giafoni.
Oh! Wow. Look at that. That Robbie McGee, I think.
Very, very close to crashing, and he brings the car down to the apron of the racetrack. That is indeed Robbie McGee.
He had some contact with the wall there on his right rear.
If he did, it was very, very light. I think more than that, he had some contact with his heart against his shirt there. He just wants to go in and rest for a minute.
I love the way you old guys talk about heart attacks all the time. Is there a theme going on here?
Well, believe me,
I wish I could.
Old or young, when you're up there sliding around like you're running on a dirt track, it's not fun, one of these race cars.
You got that. Doesn't matter how old you are, does it, Larry?
Right.
Larry, I'm not sure it's his shirt that he's worried about at this point.
It is Jacques Lazier and Felipe Giafoni for the lead here with 118 laps completed.
You know, speaking of old guys, Jenk, everybody, Bob Jenkins is having a birthday on Tuesday, and I just want to be the first to wish you a very happy birthday, Bob Jenkins.
And we didn't wish you a happy birthday a week ago.
That's right.
Right?
Happy birthday
to you.
23 again, still in college.
Barb Hillier up here, one of our staff, also having a birthday, so lots of birthdays this week.
The average speed thus far, 184.6. That's with 2 cautions. This could be the fastest IRL race in history. The fastest was at Texas last year, average speed 175.278. And there's Robbie Buell talking it over with members of his crew. He is out of competition after looking so strong and, in fact, leading 32 laps.
And Giafoni just won't go away. He just stays right on the rear wing of Jacques Lazier and says, you don't want to let off the throttle because we are going to come after you if you do.
Let's take a look at how Jacques got the lead to the outside into 1.
Yeah, this is actually how Giafoni got the lead. Jacques was in the middle. He was in the sandwich there, and he thought, man, I'd rather keep all 4 wheels on this baby than go in there any harder. So he just let out of the throttle and let them both go.
These 2 guys are running about 15 seconds ahead of the 3rd place car of Eddie Cheever Jr. So at this point, it is a 2-person race. There are 8 cars on the lead lap.
And Cheever must have just gotten around Hornish because forever there, Hornish was running in 3rd, and Cheever's just gotten around him, and it looks like Salazar's right up behind Hornish now, too.
Here's Jack with Robbie.
And the Purex style car is out, Robbie Buell. No real warning. All of a sudden, the vibration, and you were on pit road.
Yeah, it's, you can imagine the frustration with the great car that we've had with the Purex car the last couple races. It was fun racing out there, and we were doing just what we had to do, and I don't know what we're going to have to do to finish. We got a great team. We got a great bunch of sponsors with Purex, Aventus, Infinity, and we just keep digging, and it will come, I guess. That's what I got to tell myself.
All right, Robbie Buell is out. There's a yellow out on the racetrack, fellas, or debris.
Yeah, we don't see anything that would cause concern. It is a caution for debris. And by the way, it is the 6th DNF this year for Robbie Buell. So his finishes certainly don't have any indication of how well he has run at times. We will be under caution here with 123 laps completed. We were going to take a commercial break. We'll hold off on that while we watch the pit stops here, because with 124 laps completed, it is time for another pit stop. The pits were closed that time around. The pace car must come out and bunch up the field before the pits are open, and I'm sure they will be this coming time around.
And they have already told your leader, the Johns Mansville team, has told Jacques Lazier to pit as soon as the pits are open. They don't expect to make any changes, Bob. I think what they want to do is top off the fuel and see if they can extend the window. Could we be seeing, Larry, a potential splash and go at the end of this race?
Well, I think you might see Mark Dismore stay out there. It's been 29 laps since he pitted. Everybody else, it's been almost 40.
Unfortunately, Diz is all set as well. He is set up, and that Delphi Bryant crew is ready to service as well.
Pits are still closed, by the way. The field has not bunched up completely behind the pace car. So it'll be one more lap before the pit stops are made. Pits are open right now, so this time around they will be making their way onto pit road. While we have the opportunity, would like to say hi to Vince D'Addario, who's been one of our regular team members on the IRL telecast this year. He had some surgery recently. Vince, we're thinking of you, and we wish you a very speedy recovery.
Get well soon, Vince.
Ditto from all of us up here, man.
All right, it is Jacques Lazier, Felipe Giafoni, Eddie Cheever, Sam Hornish, and Eliseo Salazar running in the top 5. It's been a good race for Salazar. Then Dismore and Donnie Beechler running in 7th. Jeff Ward, the final car, on the lead lap.
And Mark Dismore, after that great second-place finish last week, him and his whole team built so much confidence coming off of that great finish. They really have been snake bit this year, and it was good to see them get some good luck for once.
All right, here they come. Lazier's box flashing in red, and Giafoni's flashing in blue.
And with the retirement of Sarah Fisher, Jacques Lazier has a clear shot to his marks. He hits them nicely. They don't anticipate making any changes on the car. Vince Welch?
They did put a turn a wing in Felipe Giafoni's car. He's not been complaining about the handling at all.
Oh, Vince, Jacques Lazier just hit a tire off of Mark Dismore's car.
Wow, I think the people at home saw that tire bounce back across pit road. He did hit it.
The question is, how much damage was done to the car?
Let's see if we can see if he hit it with the tire or with the wing. He just barely brushed it.
Of his tire.
And fellas, he has radioed in and said everything looks okay. He checked out the suspension. When they come by, the spotter's going to look at the rear suspension.
The real
watch
danger.
This.
The
when
real
he
danger.
pulls out. There's the tire that gets hit on the left front. It came off of Mark Dismore's car, got away from the right rear tire changer, and came out into the pit lane.
And the real danger, Jack, is that you don't want that wing to be the thing that made the contact. If it is, then you're going to have to come in and make another pit stop. Obviously, he did not make contact with that front wing, though.
Down to Vince.
We were talking about Felipe Giafoni and the fact that he has just been so happy with the way the car is handling today. They did do a bit of a timed stop, 8.5 seconds. They only put 20 gallons of fuel in the car, so really looking for that track position and gambling that they might get another yellow here when needed.
Well, they probably had several gallons left. They'd only run, about 40 laps, so they had some fuel left, but they are probably short of being able to go 60 laps the next time anyway.
Billy Boat has chosen not to make a pit stop. He is the leader at the moment with Giafoni second and Lazier third. There is Billy right behind the pace car.
Well, actually, Billy's going to get waved by. He is a lap down, and he stayed out there so we can get the wave by and get back on the lead lap, I do believe.
This Wide World of Sports update brought to you by Speed Pass. Today's way to pay. It's
You don't want any of that, really, do you? You want us a bit more than an advert that just popped up there. Now then, what about that Dismord's tyre being hit by Jacques Lazier there in pit lane? Now, always a bit of a problem. I mean, the mechanics have got to get their men in and out. It's a chance that they have to try and leapfrog somebody in pit road, but one of the technicians seemed to be chucking the tyre out fairly wide to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a busy time. Under yellow, everyone comes into pits, or almost everyone. And it looked like the Dismore mechanic on the right rear did sort of throw the tyre out a little bit too far, and Jacques didn't really have any option other than to hit it. So
Jacques, he was very lucky there, though, because it had clipped the wing. The commentators talked about it, but if it clipped the wing, we've seen how much they're using wing at the moment here at Chicagoland. It could have been a major disaster for him, because he really is a potential race winner.
Yeah, I mean, tyres are fairly light, and tyre and wheel are fairly light on these cars, but not when you hit it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
yeah, that would upset it, but I think he's got away with that.
Okay, well, Jacques Lazier, we're under our third yellow of the day. Debris on the track. Well, it might have been something to do with Robbie McGee, who kissed the wall good and hard and got away with it, I have to say. Lazier led, Giafoni second, Cheever third. Only I think Jacques Lazier's pit puts him back into third place on the way out. We wait for confirmation of that at the moment. Sam Hornish doing it all right in fourth place at this moment in time, and Buddy Lazier not having a good day now.
No, it looks like he's gone. So really, Hornish just needs to finish, and he's got the job done.
53 points is what he needs today. He had a 45-point lead going into this. He needs 53 points going out of it. We're looking, well, I can tell you that we're just seeing some replays here at the moment. Sadly, I can't show you those at this moment in time. But Jacques Lazier's team didn't look all that happy about the way that Mark Dismore's men dropped that tyre right in the trajectory line of Jacques Lazier's exit to the pits. Let's take a look at it right now. I think we can see it now. This is Jacques Lazier. Lazier leaves the pit. Just watch. Here we go. There's the wheel. Yeah, and the mechanic bounced it right into him. The mechanic threw it behind him, bounced it off the side pod, but there is a justice and a God, because the wheel bounced straight over Dismore's car after contact. Let's take another look at it here. The wheel is bouncing. We see this so often, and it was well over the line. I mean, that's very unfortunate for Jacques. Right, there it is. Jacques Lazier came in first. He goes out second. Giafoni takes the lead in the pits. We're about to come under green, so let's get back to the track and our commentators.
Lazier, for those of you keeping track of the championship, is 2 laps down in 14th position. Here's the green flag. We're back to racing, and that is Lazier right there behind his brother Jacques, and on the inside of Sam Hornish. So the two battling for the championship now are wheel to wheel through the corner, but at this point Hornish has the championship wrapped up, but we've got 70 more laps of racing to go.
Giafoni got a terrific start. Whoever's talking him through that restart thing is doing a real good job, let me tell you, because he got a good jump on Jacques Lazier, and Jacques, after one lap, hasn't been able to pull back up there and do much about it.
Larry, I can answer that question for you. It was Skip Fall, and as you know, Skip Fall accounts for a couple of Indy 500 victories as chief mechanic.
Yeah, well, he hit things. He was right on top of things that time, because Giafoni got a terrific restart.
Now Lazier sets his sights on Giafoni once again as he drives up the banking on the racetrack, but now down through the tri-oval, falls in behind Giafoni. Now once again looks to the high side.
He just loves the high side, doesn't he?
And look at Giafoni. He's not on the white line. He's up about half a car length, so he's up there where it should be gray and marbly, but he still went around him.
Lazier has been out front for 57 laps. Giafoni has been out front for 25. 5 different drivers have led this race, as we now are within 67 laps of the finish.
Hornish stays in third. Beechler has moved up into fourth. He got around Salazar on that restart. So Beechler, after starting back in 17th spot, has had a great run here today.
And Donnie had a great run last weekend at St. Louis that had him running up in the top positions until he crashed late in the race. Vince?
Felipe Giafoni, you see there trying to make a move in the car in front of him, and Ari Leyendijk, one of those in the treadway pit, keeping a close eye on Felipe. What have been your impressions so far?
So far things are going great. The pit stops have been phenomenal, and the car's been handling great. A few minor adjustments to the front wing, and unfortunately Rick Treadway's had some trouble in the pit, so that's why he's fallen back. But his car is handling awesome, as you said, as well. So the team's done a great job.
What do you think of Felipe in his rookie season? Drives like a veteran, doesn't he?
It's been a great season for him, and hopefully this will be his first win.
Jackaroo?
Well, one driver that has not had good luck today, the KL Racing entry for Robbie McGee. What put you out, Robbie?
We're not even really sure. I was going in on the inside of a car into turn 1, and I felt a pop in the steering wheel, and the car just pushed straight towards the wall. We don't know what it is, but I can say something definitely broke, and it's a real shame because the KL race team had awesome pit stops today, and when we were in the draft, we were good. When we got out of the draft, we might as well have dropped anchor, but we had a good car. It's just real disappointing. We tried to fix it. I went back out, really almost crashed in and just parked it. Then we're going to look and see what's broken. I'll be interested to find out.
Hey, Vince, if Harry Lyondike's still there, you might want to remind him that he used to work on TV, and we could use a little help here on pit road.
Boy, it's tough to keep up with all the action that's going on here. That is Donnie Beechler battling with Sam Hornish now for the 3rd position. But it is Jacques Lazier out front, and we'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Next weekend, Tichenor takes his new and improved strike force to the Valley, where Kirbishley's Charlton will battle hard to hold their ground. Ford Super Sunday, Charlton v Fulham next Sunday at 3, Sky Sports 1 and Extra. But first, the Saints march into Hoddle's White Hart Lane with feelings running high and both looking to kickstart their season. Tottenham v Southampton next Sunday at 1:30. For more details about the Premiership Plus season tickets, see Channel 433.
Are you ready? Y'all ready for it? It goes a little something like this. Hey!
My first love? Voice of Scratch.
It goes a 1, 2, 3.
Which communications network can put your business in touch with the entire country? A whole region? An individual city? An apartment block? Number 34? Or just Pete Smith, who's about to become your next customer? Think Royal Mail, and you're in business.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that
When the world is weighing on you, look around. Because I'll be standing beside you. I see, I know what's inside.
something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong.
The last 10 minutes of a game that has
Mike, started.
You're joking. Come on, sit down. Take it easy, love. Hey, can I have a taxi, please? Go on to the hospital. As quick as you can, mate. Just breathe. Taxi's here. Get into there. Yeah. Go as fast as we can. Hey, do that. This is it. We're going to have a baby. Good luck.
Love football? Then you'll love BT's choice of unique deals with ITV Digital and Sky Digital.
What?
Call 0800 001 800.
If you're 16 or over and looking for a new challenge, the Army offers a range of career training opportunities. Further education is just one of them. If you've got what it takes, take it further. Call 0845 600 1490 and ask for your free video and Army Further Education pack.
You join us back at the Indy Racing Northern Light Series race at Chicagoland, and it is Sam Hornish under attack from Eliseo Salazar that's through there. His teammate Donnie Beechler is right there as well, and this is a race, believe it or not, between most of these guys for third place. What an incredible race. Let's go back to the track and our commentators.
This is Buddy Lazier. He's running 13th. He is 2 laps down. What can you call a show that has singing, dancing, comedy, drama, improvisation, and great guest stars? We call it the summer's newest hit. It's the Wayne Brady Show. It's all new Wednesday, 8:30, 7:30 Central, after My Wife and Kids here on ABC.
Well, you know, without the singing and dancing, that could be one of our telecasts, don't you think, Bob?
As long as you're a part of it, yes.
We'll get Jack Root to dance a jig, maybe.
Boy, look at that battle up there. Beechler.
Those are the 2 A.J. Foyt drivers that are battling for position. Salazar, who now has the 1 car length advantage over Donnie Beechler.
Yeah. Hornish is asking who's on the lead lap. He wants to know if he's actually racing these guys or if he's, so now that he knows he's racing them, maybe he'll have to pick up the pace a little bit. But look at Dismore. Dismore right behind him now. So, man, oh man, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all their nose to tail.
And drivers that are running 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 7th, they have never won an IRL race. So we could be looking at a situation today here in which we have our 22nd different winner in IRL competition.
Boy, and Mark Dismore's won 1 IRL race, but I'll tell you, in front of this big Delphi crowd they have here, and the fact that Delphi is a sponsor of this race, you know he wants to be standing on top of the podium.
Yeah, there's no doubt there's nothing better for a driver or for a team than to win in front of your sponsor's huge crowd that they bring out to a facility like this. Look at Hornish. It looks like he is going to try to get back up in there and go after those guys. He looked to the outside that time through the corner.
But Larry, watch the line going into turn 1 that Mark Dismore likes to use. He likes to go up kind of high and then run cross-green down low into the racetrack. He did it the last time. He's a lot higher than everybody else.
Oh yeah, he's much higher. You're exactly right. He's a couple of car lengths higher than everybody else. Gives him some momentum, keeps the RPMs up a little bit to do that, and maybe, hopefully, give him a little more straightaway speed. He got some there as he goes under Sam Hornish.
On board with Mark Dismore, looking back to Sam Hornish. It's Jacques Lazier who leads over Felipe Giafone after 152 laps of the Delphi Automotive Indy 300.
And it goes on and on and on. I can't believe how good Chicagoland has turned out. A new venue indeed as far as Indy Racing League is concerned. I don't think we're going to have a record average compared with the Texas 2000 race at 175 miles an hour, but certainly we are having a very, very special day out today. Now, what about Eliseo Salazar? I'll refrain from using the salad bar jokes, but he's in there, isn't he? He's right on it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, both the AJ Foyt cars are running really strong at the minute. He's really come from quite a low qualifying position, doing a great job.
How can you tell it's contract time at AJ Foyt Racing?
Well, Donnie Beechler and Eliseo obviously look very keen to re-sign, judging by the way things are at the moment. But we have, I think, something like 8 cars, if I count right. 6 cars, 0.8 of a second. This leading bunch, 0.8 of a second between them, and I think that's doing them a disservice as far as this is concerned. We heard there Sam Hornish Jr. asking his crew chief and asking his spotter, who's he racing with here? Who are the guys that he's racing with? While we take a look at the points, you might want to make a note of those because 50 points for a win, of course. Check out where Buddy Lazier ends up to see whether he manages to stop Sam Hornish Jr. from winning the Indy Racing League Championship today before we go to the last round. So are we going to get a final round shootout, or is he going to win it today? 53 points in the lead is what Sam Hornish Jr. needs to leave this place with a lead over Buddy Lazier. Now Buddy Lazier, he looks like he's fighting back, but he's nearly 2 laps down.
It's going to be tough, and he's currently running 13th, so 17 points for 13th, so he's not going to do it in that shape. But yeah, I mean, I can't see him ever coming back from 2 laps down, not the way these guys are running. And you know, I think that's Hornish's problem. He can't believe they're all in the lead lap right now, and he's racing these guys.
That's why he was asking his spotter, wasn't he, Johnny, that how difficult it is, and he needed to know whether he needed to race these guys or not.
That's right. I mean, he's really thinking with his head at the moment, and I think he's just hanging in there doing what he needs to do today.
Okay, let's go back to the track then as the race continues in Chicago.
Felipe Giafoni is second, but then we have Salazar, Dismore, Beechler, Cheever, Hornish, and Ward running right together. Now, here are the number of points that you receive per position. And bear in mind, there is a 2-point bonus for leading the most laps. Right now, Buddy Lazier is 54 points behind Sam Hornish if the race were to end right now. So that would mean that Hornish will indeed clinch the championship. However, that has changed just in the last few moments as Hornish has kind of stabilized after losing a few positions, and now it looks like Eddie Cheever is losing a few positions.
Cheever had to roll out of the throttle very briefly there, and then it was Donnie Beach that went underneath him, and then Salazar came on, Hornish came on top of him, and I don't think Cheever saw him, and they almost touched wheels.
Every position is important to Sam Hornish Jr. because, again, he needs a 53-point margin going out of here. And it has not been another good race for Buddy Lazier as he is 13th, 2 laps down. Hornish in 6th.
And Mark Dismore there. You see Mark Dismore on the outside of Eliseo Salazar trying to make that position stick. And here comes Sam Hornish into the mix.
Yep. He got a great run on him. He actually had to back out of the throttle there. He had a great run on him, just had no place to go.
This is Mark Dismore.
Still inside.
Man, these guys back there, there's about 6 positions, all just swapping, one lap after the other. Now then the lap traffic is coming up there. Dismore's got him stuck there unless he can get around him down this straightaway.
Salazar.
Wow! See, Dismore had him in a perfect position. Salazar just moved up. He was going to get picked off because Dismore was on the outside. He tried to move up, and Dismore didn't give him the room and just turned it around into the fence.
Salazar's car comes to a rest at the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh, and Mark Dismore is slowed and is on the apron. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Friggin' red mist, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, man.
Here's a replay.
But you can see that you're coming up on that lap car. Dismore's got him down, and Dismore started to move up a little bit, but didn't move up far enough as Salazar started to come way up the racetrack, and they made contact. Salazar obviously hard into the wall, but it looked like Dismore was going to move up. I think Salazar thought he was going to give him a little more room than he actually gave him, because when he moved up, Dismore didn't move all the way up the racetrack.
The good news is that Eliseo has radioed into AJ Foyt that he is okay.
Now it's a tough break. Right there you can see he started to move up as John Hurt was down there on the low side, and when Mark moved up, he just didn't move up as far as Salazar thought he was going to move. Salazar came up with him, and they just made contact.
What this is going to do is allow everybody to make a pit stop here with just 35 laps to go, so they won't have to worry about a fuel stop between now and the end of the race under green. There's Salazar, who is out of the car and okay. It's the 4th DNF in the last 6 races for Eliseo Salazar. Under caution again at Chicagoland, Jacques Lazier leads.
Well, the only thing we can say positive about that at the moment is Sam Hornish is looking good for the championship here. Now then, bit of controversy there. Eliseo Salazar left himself with not much room, did he? And up onto Mark Dismore.
Yeah, I mean, racing that fast and so close together, wheel to wheel all the time, something's got to give. And Salazar just got caught behind a slower car, had to move, and there wasn't really anywhere for him to go.
Okay, well, Salazar finds himself in the bank. Now, Sam Hornish, dare we say this, John? He's got one hand on the trophy, hasn't he, at the moment?
Well, yes, he certainly has. I mean, when I called Buddy with 17 points, I wasn't taking into account the fact that Hornish was running 6th at the time. But,
well, you can hear Dismore talking there. I think that was Dismore. That's Dismore certainly in our pictures at the moment. These are live pictures from Chicago. 28 is Mark Dismore. Looks like he's out of that car.
Left front damage.
Yeah, left front. We were discussing whether he could have any problem there at all with that, and he has. Jacques Lazier, then, your race leader. Top of your picture. These are the final pit stops today. And Felipe Giafoni comes in. These two head-to-head on the track and head-to-head now for their pit crews in pit lane at Chicagoland. This could be absolutely crucial. Who's going to get the clearest run out of here? Jacques Lazier had a clear run into his pit. He won't want the same problem with Dismore's crew as he had before. I'll tell you what, they were still quite close, wasn't it? And I think he's actually picked up there, hasn't he? Giaffoni's gone in front of Jacques Lazier, so Giaffoni has got out in front of Jacques Lazier. Good crew work there. And with the closing stages of this race, that is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and Hornish into third place as well, so a good stop for them. But
well, Sam Hornish is, I think, doing everything right, and so is his team at the moment. But Felipe Giaffoni could be in for his first ever Indy Racing League Series race.
It'd be a fairy tale end to the season for him, wouldn't it?
Well, he's already won the Rookie of the Year title.
When he's done so well, and he has run strong all day, so it would be nice to see him win.
Indeed. So Eliseo Salazar has called our fourth yellow flag. We can take a look at that now, and we'll discuss it in a little bit more detail. Here we go. Johnny Kane, talk us through it.
Well, you see Salazar on the inside, caught behind the slower car, tries to move out, and Dismore's there. Just turns him around.
Basically, with all those cars in his mirrors, he should have just got out of it, is what you're telling me.
Well, it's very hard to do that. You have to make a split-second decision, and he possibly thought he was clear. Maybe his spotter didn't even have time to tell him. Very difficult in that situation.
I think, to be fair, in those circumstances, you try and get out all the time, and if he's still on your rear quarter, there's nothing much you can do about it, is there?
No, not a lot.
So Eliseo Salazar turns himself around up against the wall. Mark Dismore ends up with damage to his front wing and is down in pit road. And we're here still with our fourth caution. We can see live pictures now. That is Dismore's car.
This wide world of sports.
And we just don't want those kind of things popping up on our luck at all there, do we, really? Okay, Felipe Giaffoni, Sam Hornish in third place at the moment. Buddy Lazier looks like he's never going to rescue this, Johnny. That really is down to his crew. We've seen Felipe Giaffoni's crew get him out in front of Jacques Lazier. That could win him his first ever IRL race. But likewise, Buddy Lazier, for some reason, had a problem down on pit road, pitted under green, and then had to come back in again later for some repairs.
Yeah, as soon as you have to pit under green more than once, really your day's done. Going 2 laps down I think is a bit too much, especially in the closing stages of the race.
How much pressure is there in pit lane in those circumstances? Just describe the kind of tension that you've got there, because it meant everything to Lazier. He had to get out. Yeah, and there's very little space sometimes. The guys have a lot of work to do in a very short period of time, and not a lot of room to do it. So it's easy to make mistakes. John, we could be in for a bit of a cracking end to this race, of course, because Jacques Lazier is going to want to win this race.
He's definitely going to want to win it. He's having got this new team, and he thinks it's his big chance. He wants to show that it is his big chance.
It's only his second drive in this Menard's car, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Taking over from Greg Ray. I wonder what Greg Ray is thinking when he's sitting back in... because he's unemployed. We were talking earlier on, it's a surprise a man as fast as him hasn't picked up a drive.
From what the Americans say, it looks like he's going to come back at his home track in a couple of weeks' time. But for me, Greg is certainly fast enough. We've spoken about this before earlier on in the season, but he has got involved in some serious accidents this year, and clearly the Menard team think it's the fault of Ray. That's why he's no longer driving for them, and I think they've probably got it right.
Okay, well, it'll be nice to see him back. Felipe Giaffoni, courtesy of his pit crew, has managed to get into the lead of the Chicagoland race. We're going to be taking a break right now. We'll be back in a moment to see if he can hang on to that and take his first ever IRL win.
Remember how cool you thought you'd look in a pair of those sunglasses?
So you're the one.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember how you were gagging for Charlie to invite you to dinner?
Yeah, I guess when I see something, I go right after it.
Remember how you wanted to be the best of the best?
There are no points for second place.
And for those of you who wouldn't know your Maverick from your Goose,
the list is long but distinguished. This is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
indulge yourself in a little Top Gun action Tuesday at 10.
I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right.
and have a look. I really love your hairdo, yeah. I'm glad you like mine too. See, we're looking pretty cool. Get ya.
Let me talk to you about stain removal. Right now, if there is a better way to remove those stubborn tea, coffee and wine stains, then I, for one, would like to know about it.
I'll show you.
Oh, look, there's always one. Go on, mate, you show me.
Take that. Take that. Tedious tannin stain. Take that. Terrible tarnish.
New Orbit White helps knock tooth stains into orbit.
They taste pretty good too.
I literally woke up one morning and said, hey, where's my joy?
Through the Haagen-Dazs Sensual Eating program, you can find that joy.
At first I felt ridiculous, but enjoying pleasure is a life skill.
Pleasure is the path to joy.
The fridge opened, but it was me who filled it with light.
He found his joy. You can too.
The bottom of the tub, I found my smile.
Pleasure is the path to joy.
We're under our fourth caution still at the Chicagoland Motor Speedway for the Delphi Indy 300. And we can have a listen now to what Mark Dismore, the recipient of the manoeuvre from Down Under that we saw just a few moments ago. Let's hear what Mark Dismore has to say.
Another difficult day for the Delphi Bryant team and Mark Dismore, but this time it wasn't bad luck, Mark.
No, it really wasn't. You know, Jack, that was bad judgment is what that was. And
let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the high side for 2 or 3 laps there, and we were coming up on a slower car, and I moved up, and Eliseo needed to either go to the guy's left or check up a little bit, and he chose to drive right across the front of my car, and I don't know what he was doing. I mean, there's a lot of laps left, a lot of racing to go, and he could have fell in behind me, and away we'd have went, you know, and run the leaders down. I mean, we had a fast car on the track, and so now here I am talking to you, and we could have won this race today, and now we'll go to Texas and try to get them, but this team gave me a heck of a car. I was loose early on in the race, and we just settled down and drove around and waited for the first pit stop, made a couple of changes, and it helped, and then we made one more change, and the car was awesome.
You found a heck of a way around turn 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot there for sure, but really, I mean, it was working on the car on the pit stops is what gave me a good race car. We were making it better every stop. By the end of the race, we already had an outstanding car, and it was just getting better.
Mark Dismore suitably disappointed there. He was the 5th qualifier and he was fighting in 4th place at that particular time, and worse still, Delphi Automotive, who are the sponsors of this particular race, are also the main team sponsors as well, so a disaster commercially from then, and we know how much that counts, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he'd be very disappointed. As he says, he thinks he could have won the race, and to win in front of your team sponsors would have been a big deal for him today.
It's been a good day all round for him as well. I mean, if you look through the qualifying order here, I mean, he qualified in front of Felipe Giafone, who looks like he's going to win his first IRL, so his comments that he was in for a possible race win here, and he's not had a good season, has he, John, either?
He's had a pretty miserable season, really. He's way out the top 10. And certainly, just there, he had come to the leaders, so he was looking quite strong. You know, I was just thinking about Jacques Lazier. You know, if Giafone leads right now, but if Jacques Lazier wins this, he's going to look back at a couple of back marker incidents that he survived. But it's been a mighty motor race.
It has been a mighty motor race, and that is the phrase that I think we can use as far as this is concerned, because I've not seen an Indy Racing League race quite as good as this. We've had some crackers this year, that's for sure, but certainly we are having some special kind of racing today. Let's hope we end up then with a race right to the flag. They're about to come green again in a moment as they come under starters' orders, so let's go back to our trackside commentators to pick it up live.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
Right now.
The battle for the championship. Harnish is running 3rd. Buddy Lazier 2 laps down in 11th. There's a 61-point separation between the two at the moment. The magic number is 53. Harnish could be on his way to an IRL championship here this afternoon as Giafone gets a good jump on Lazier, but Jacques closes in quickly.
Yeah, Jacques, I think the gearing is just a little bit different, the lower gears. Giafone seems to get a better jump on the lower gears, off to a good start, but boy, it doesn't take Jacques Lazier long to get that thing pumped up and going, or get himself pumped up, one or the other.
And here is Lazier trying for the lead. Oh, they almost touch in the first and second turns. They go through the corner side by side, and Lazier has himself out front by about a half a car length. As they continue to battle, Lazier now has the lead. Vince?
Eliseo Salazar, collision with Mark Dismore. What was your perspective?
Well, I was running third, and we caught that back marker, you know, the orange car. They said in the driver's meeting that we couldn't pass below the white line, so I had to go to the middle. I mean, he knew I was going to move up because I wasn't going to brake and let 8 cars go by. So I thought, you know, we had to give a little bit of courtesy there.
Bob?
Salazar out of the race. He'll finish around 18th position, it would appear. There are the top 3. Lazier, Giafone, then Hornish. Followed closely by Donnie Beechler, and Jeff Ward is right up there also. So the first 5 cars running very close together on the racetrack. Eddie Cheever Jr. is about 3 seconds behind that group in 6th spot.
Yeah, you can't count any of those 5 cars out, because in these next few laps, the fuel is going to go away, and they're going to have to do some adjusting on their cars. Jacques Lazier, though, seems to be in the catbird seat. He has been able to pull off that pass on the outside when he wants to from Giafone. Giafone, on the other hand, has been able to run behind him, but not been able to get to the outside and get around. So right now, it looks like Jacques Lazier has the advantage.
And Larry, the one thing that they can do, a driver inside the cockpit, as you know, is adjust the weight jacker, which changes the spring rate on the car. Thus far, during the course of this race, as fuel goes down on Jacques Lazier's car, very little movement on that weight jacker.
Jacques Lazier is trying to become the 4th different driver to win for Team Menard. Jason, can you name the other 3?
Greg Ray.
Yeah.
Tony Stewart.
Right.
And I'm not sure about the last one, Bob.
Well, he led earlier today.
How about Robbie Buell?
There you go. You're amazing. Especially when I have the answer written down.
Look at Donnie Beechler. He's showing some muscle back there in that 4th position. He's tried the outside of Sam Hornish a couple of times. Hasn't been able to pull it off, but he looks pretty strong.
And here we go, guys. Again, what we were talking about earlier. The first 5 cars, 4 of those guys are still looking for their first IRL win.
The only driver among the top 5 who has won is Sam Hornish Jr. Jacques Lazier leads right now with just a little more than 20 laps to go.
Jacques Lazier, I can't even say it right now. Jacques Lazier pulling away at the front of the field. He's obviously deciding to make the break as we dive into the last 20 laps of the race. His team obviously are letting him off the hook. He's got to go for it now. Felipe Giafone, likewise, he's won the rookie championship this year, just about. Well, he has won it already by a mile. So they must have known that Giafone is going to be somewhat desperate to try and win this first race.
Yeah, I think, you know, now the pressure's off of trying to win the rookie thing. Obviously that's a big thing in America, winning the championship in your first year. I think once the pressure's gone, now he's really tried to go for an outright win.
There's certainly a battle on for second place at the moment, though. Donnie Beechler could still sneak right up the front there as well. Beechler's been running really, really strongly, John.
It could be any one of them, and since Beechler got a ride back, he hasn't qualified very well, but he has raced well, and he's been up front for the last few races, so that's to be commended. But as the guys say, it could be any one of these guys, couldn't it?
It's a nightmare scenario, but I've seen you working on points over there. You've been doing lots of scribbling on your paperwork, John. Sam Hornish, I mean, calculated before we went into this race, he needed 2 5th places in this and the final round to guarantee him the championship. As far as you can see there, how's it looking?
It needs to be 53 points clear at when the flag comes out. And,
well, he'll win it at the moment, I'm told, in my ear.
He'll win it at the moment, yeah, because we haven't seen where Lazier's been running for quite a while, but he's way back. But even if he picked, if he was 13th, which is where he was running, he'd pick up 17 points. If Sam was
3rd,
what would he do? He'd get 35 points, so he'd be there.
Indeed. Well, they're racing still, hard. They're under green. It's something like 17 laps left to go to the finish of this. Jacques Lazier is looking pretty good from what we could see there on those live pictures. He looks like he's got it covered. And I have to tell you that Sam Hornish, as far as not my calculations concerned, because we have a great team behind me, tell me that where he is at the moment, he is going to win this IRL championship. Buddy Lazier is out of the hunt. He's not going to be able to make it. What's that feel like as far as he is concerned? Sam Hornish is in a battle there. It's a tight battle. It's been a 220 mile an hour scratch all the way around this track throughout the 200 laps that we've seen. What's he going to feel like knowing that he's in a position where he can win this?
Well, it depends whether the team have actually told him that or not at the moment. You know, they're obviously in contact, but you know, would you want to know that at the moment? You know, it's very hard. If he does know, these will be the longest laps of his entire life.
We can see the next IRL race will be the Texas 500, and that will be live on September 16th, not just on ESPN, but also on Sky Sports, of course. You'll be able to catch up with that live for the last round of the IRL series here. But meanwhile, we're looking at the penultimate round, and Sam Hornish, well, maybe he wants to go out of this with a win and the championship. Let's get back to the track then and our live commentary team.
Now, in each of the 5 IRL seasons, the championship has always come down to the final race of the season. Hornish can become the first driver to wrap up the title in the next to last race of the season.
Well, there he goes. Giafone lifted a little bit. He thought about making a move on Lazier, got a little bit of wiggle and lifted. And thought about trying to make that move on the inside, but Giafone just didn't let him do it.
One of the things, guys, that Skip Folland told Felipe Giafone is if your car is good, don't make the move too soon. So they obviously believe that Felipe's got an opportunity to make a run on Jacques Lazier, but they want to make sure they don't give Lazier time to make another move back in front. So it could be one of those that comes down to the very last lap here, guys.
This right here is a battle for fourth, guys, with Jeff Ward trying to get around the bullet, Donnie Beechler.
And I think on the high side, looks like he's going to be able to.
Yeah, he's been out there for a couple of laps, finally got around him, but he took him several laps because Donnie Beechler appeared to be slowing down a little bit, but Ward just couldn't pull it off. And look at Cheever now, and he's really got a run on Beechler.
He goes to the inside of Donnie at the end of the back stretch, and now we have Cheever into 5th spot, Beechler back to 6th.
Well, that's how quickly things change. I mean, Beechler was in 3rd not very long ago. Now that he's back to 6th. And look at Cheever. All of a sudden, it looks like he's got a new bucket of oats in that horse. He's going faster and faster.
He was the fastest car on the racetrack that last lap at 219.9.
He's got a new bucket of oats in that horse.
Well, something's made him go faster. I'm not sure what it was.
That's awesome.
Fella Sam Hornish is not at all happy with the driving tactics of Felipe Giafone. He's been on the radio and they've had to calm him down yet again.
Well, he's only got 8 laps to go before the checkered flag and before he will clinch the IRL championship and the $1 million bonus that goes with it from Northern Light Technologies. There is Jacques Lazier coming down to complete lap 193, 7 laps to go. And Lazier, of course, is looking for his first IRL career victory. Here is Hornish now trying to take 2nd position, and he does from Felipe.
Wow, he made up his mind he was going to go to the outside. He'd seen that Felipe had just lifted a little bit and give him an opening, and he certainly took advantage of it.
And you know, guys, we were talking about the way that Cheever looks like he all of a sudden had a fire lit under him. He was the fastest car on the track last lap, and this next lap too. He's driving much faster than anybody else.
Guys, Felipe Giafone's developed a bad vibration in the car. He says it might be a tire blister possibly, but the vibration, as you saw Hornish go by him, definitely not going to bode well for Felipe Giafone's chances of winning this race with just 5 laps to go.
Don't tell him that as he goes around, tries to go around the outside of Sam Hornish.
He's outside.
And what do you do if you're Hornish? Do you fight him off or do you let him go?
You're clear behind him.
Well, he got around him anyway.
I don't think he had any choice. I think he had a great run on him, and he just made that pass look fairly easy on the outside. But evidently, Hornish had to just lift out of the throttle. You only have to lift just slightly, just a burp, and it costs you 200 or 300 RPMs down the straightaway, and if that other guy's got those 200 RPMs, he's going to go around you. Uh-oh, he got a little loose there trying to go around the outside. Now then he's going to lose a spot.
And that's John Herb that both of them pass. Herb is running back in 15th position, 8 laps down. I guess my point was you sure don't want to crash, though, with 9 laps to go, because that'll put you down at about 14th position and you lose the title.
Oh, absolutely. But while these guys are battling back there, they've given...
Giafone! Oh.
His engine let go.
Tough break.
3 laps to go for Felipe.
A kid had run one heck of a race, and it's a tough break for him as he's down off the racing surface. But... you know, it's too bad when you run that good of a race. And
that is a big puff of smoke.
Yeah, it sure is. We've only got 2 laps to go. As a matter of fact, Jacques Lazier is coming down next time to complete lap number 199, and so far no caution from the IRL officials, although Cheever is driving through a huge smoke screen down there.
You can see the problem for the drivers. They can't see. They don't know, and he's had to lift out of the throttle. Luckily, he wasn't really challenging anybody at that point. But if that had been a very close challenge, it could have been a problem with all that smoke out there.
This is an historic day for the Indy Racing League. Jacques Lazier is about to win his first Indy Racing League event, and Sam Hornish is about to win the title and become the youngest champion ever in Major League Open Wheel Racing. Here's the checkered flag, and Jacques Lazier wins at Chicagoland, and Sam Hornish Jr. is the champion for 2001.
Youngest champion in IRL history, right, Bob?
That is correct.
Youngest champion in open wheel history, too, correct?
Well, this team certainly has deserved this. They've worked very hard. They wanted to do this here because they have been really under a lot of pressure for the whole season. I mean, you go out and win the first 2 races, you put the pressure on yourself.
That's where they want you to start, finish in the pits.
So it's a great accomplishment for them. And just think, they can go to the last race and they can go for the win. They don't have anything to lose there, and everything just to have fun and go fast.
Jacques Lazier, in his second start for Team Menard, takes home the victory. An incredible afternoon for both Jacques and Sam Hornish Jr. We'll be back to talk with both of them in a moment.
Jacques Lazier then is the winner in Chicagoland, but Sam Hornish is the champion, and Felipe Giafone has our sympathy.
Very much so. To be that close to probably his best finish of the year, really disappointing for him.
How much smoke was he prepared to put down, though, John? He was going to make sure that motor wasn't repairable.
How the yellow didn't come out, I don't know, really, because that was like driving through fog, wasn't it?
I think he might get his wrist slapped a little bit for driving with it like that.
Well, at that speed, you know what, you can't just pull off. You just let it roll, don't you? And it was chucking out a chunk. But
well, there's going to be pandemonium in Victory Lane as far as this is concerned, with Jacques Lazier the winner. But of course, the celebrations will start for the IRL champion, just 21 years old, the youngest ever man to win an IRL race at the beginning of the year when he took, I think it was Miami. Sam Hornish Jr. really does have a lot to celebrate, and at such a young age, you've got to say that he has got a huge career in front of him.
Remarkable job, and we've seen him over the season have some great escapes through sheer car control, but it's a great team, the Pennzoil team, and I think the one guy that deserves a lot of recognition is Pancho Carter, who spotted for him and called it right most all of the way. It's a remarkable result.
Well, we can see Jackaroo in the middle of our picture there. He's the one with the brown and receding hairline. We're waiting for him to grab hold of Sam Hornish Jr. There's going to be quite a celebration in the States, as you might imagine, for the Chicagoland. The first ever time that Indy Racing League has visited Chicagoland Speedway. And can I say that this is probably the best race that we've ever seen? Certainly the first 2/3 of it.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely one of. We all would like them to come back here again next year and put on a similar show.
The series itself, I mean, it's growing. It's going to new markets, as they say in America, don't they?
From strength to strength, Keith. Really, it depends what side of the Civil War you were on. But I was pretty doubtful about IRL to start with. But over the last 18 months, it's come on leaps and bounds. Fantastic series now.
75,000 people at trackside. Let's go back to the track now and hear from, it looks like, Sam Hornish.
A kid with a lot of promise and a lot of potential. 2 victories and consistency, and now with 1 race remaining, Sam Hornish Jr., you're the new Indy Racing Northern Lights Series champion.
It's been a great run all year long. The Pennzoil Panther guys, they put me in awesome cars all year long. We might not have been the fastest, but we always came home up towards the front, and just got to give most of the credit to those guys.
You finally break out in a smile. You know, you haven't been smiling too much the last couple of weeks.
Well, I wanted to, have 2 weeks off where I could go have fun. So, we did that, and I can't say much more than that. I got to thank everybody at Pennzoil, Firestone Tires, and Indy Racing League.
Let's talk about your Pennzoil Oldsmobile today just a little bit. At first you went to try and burn the field down, then you slowed down a little bit. It was kind of back and forth. What was going on?
We didn't have a real fast car. The best we were was in traffic and being able to move the car wherever we wanted to, and that's what we focused on all weekend. So, just had a great car. We weren't the quickest today, but we finished up towards the front.
Kevin Blanche, when the season started, I asked you what you thought about this kid, and you told me, watch him, he's a comer.
Yeah, this kid's unbelievable. I mean, he's just come in here, did a great job for the Pennzoil Panther car. We knew we could win this thing. We knew we had a car for 3 years now, and it just took Sam to do it for us, so we're just thrilled to death.
Before we let you go, can you win in Texas?
We'll have to wait and see, but we're on a big roll now.
Vince?
Jacques Lazier, he won the race, but it's like he won the championship. Congratulations. You told the team, you've given me a perfect car after that last pit stop. Now it's my job. What gave you the confidence to believe you could win this race?
Well, we fell a little bit back behind there in one of the pit stops, and we knew we just had to keep working hard, and the guys worked extremely hard. And I just kept being able to pass people on the outside, on the inside. I mean, this is just an incredible team. What an effort today. I'm so proud of these guys. I'm so proud to be a part of Team Menard and John's Manville. What a day.
That's it. We've got to go from Chicago. My thanks to our studio guests, Johnny Kane and John Kirkpatrick. And we'll leave you with some images of Sam Hornish Jr.'s championship winning season. Good night.
Albania this Wednesday. More big names.